Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. Thank you all for joining us on our business transformation webcast today. We'll be discussing collaborative project management throughout the product lifecycle using PTC ProjectLink. I am Matt Tognerelli, and I'll be your moderator, and Daniel Shanuda will be our presenter for today's webcast. We will begin with a brief BWI intro, who we are, and how we help manufacturers with solutions across the product lifecycle for those of you who are new to our webcast series. Then we'll go right into a presentation around collaborative project management throughout the product lifecycle using PTC ProjectLink, along with a demo. And then wrap up with a quick Q&A at the end. You're currently in listen-only mode, but you can write in your questions throughout the webinar, and we'll be sure to answer them at the end of the webcast. Barry-Wehmiller International is the global engineering and enterprise consulting division of Barry-Wehmiller, a U.S.-based manufacturing leader with over 8,000 team members and operations worldwide, going on 130 years of business and approaching $2 billion in annual revenue. Our division provides total solutions across product lifecycle, helping manufacturing leaders drive more business and engineering value. Our customers see BWI as their total solutions partner for enterprise engineering and technology. BWI provides manufacturers end-to-end solutions across the product lifecycle, providing enterprise systems, consulting, and engineering services such as PLM, ALM, ERP, and CRM, along with engineering, design, and development services, including value engineering, control engineering, and more, all the way to offering entire PTC product suite and PLM implementations and consulting. We help manufacturers implement these solutions both as a standalone or as an integrated process. Barry-Wehmiller has a rich manufacturing legacy tracing back to 1885, servicing all sizes of businesses ranging from small to mid-sized to Fortune 1000 manufacturers. Our customers choose BWI because of its legacy and our deep understanding of engineering technology, specifically within manufacturing environment. We're going to go now into a couple quick poll questions, and I'll turn the presentation over to Daniel. All right. First question is, do you use Microsoft Project or project management? All right. Next question. Where do you store your project data? On personal computers, shared drives, PDM, and PLM, or other? All right. Thank you. And the final question, do you collaborate on project work with outside vendors or suppliers? All right, thank you all for answering the quick questions. Thank you for participating. I'm going to make Daniel the presenter and give him control and let him begin the demo for you here. All right, Daniel, it should be all yours.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Matt. Thank you and welcome, everybody. I'm Daniel Schnuda, pre-sales manager here at Barry-Wehmiller International. So my role here at the company is to help my customers understand how they can get from their current state of how they do things and get to a desired state of such as a collaborative environment within Windchill using Windchill ProjectLink. A lot of customers, they work with disparate systems, meaning either a CAD vault for engineering and then maybe shared drives for another group within their company, or maybe just everybody saves their own data within their personal drives, or maybe they have some sort of semblance of a project management solution using a third-party tool, or maybe they even just use Microsoft Project to manage the tasks, but the tasks don't have any sort of tie back to their data. So the benefit, if you are users of Windchill ProjectLink, is having one single source of truth for all of your data. So for beginning users of Windchill, when you're first starting out, Windchill turns into basically a CAD vault. It has a lot more capability than that all of you know are aware of as well. And one of those is being able to manage your project data. So instead of just working in your one little silo of engineering, ProjectLink allows you to open that up and collaborate with outside groups, both internally to your company, such as with manufacturing or procurement or other groups in the sales division. Or you can also invite outside vendors or suppliers to collaborate with you with Windchill in a way that secures your data but still gives you that single source of truth. So one of the use cases for that I get a lot is, our customer will tell me that they have many outside suppliers and they transfer all of their data through email. There's no real way of tracking what they need. So Windchill gives you one location, store all of that information, and track all of your project deliverables throughout the project lifecycle. So I'll start off. All of you are hopefully familiar with the interface here of Windchill. This is just your welcome page, just to give you a few pointers here if you're not very familiar. On the left here we have the flyout navigator. This is basically what you use to find any of the data that you have in the system. We have different contexts. So the first context you'll see up here is the product. That's where you store your product data. Libraries for shared components such as nuts and bolts and gaskets and things like that. And project. So when we say that Windchill ProjectLink is a module of Windchill, it's seamless to use. So all of these are different modules to Windchill, but once they're installed, it's completely seamless. So it's one collaborative environment. Up at the top here, we also have search bar and just some quick links here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how easy it is to share data from Windchill ProjectLink to ProjectLink and how easy it is to collaborate. So the first use case here, what I'm going to do is go to my product, the Synergy product, and I'm going to share some data. So the reason I'm sharing data from ProjectLink to ProjectLink is that if you're working with groups outside of engineering, especially with outside vendors or suppliers, you don't necessarily want to expose all of your engineering data to them. So there might be a specific set of data, such as data from, if you're a vehicle manufacturer, you might have data around your engine. And you might want to share an assembly, work format. There may be such as if you have printed circuit board, of course, there may be some circuit boards that are part of your design for engine system. So you want to share that system with that group in a project, work with them on it, and release the design, and not necessarily show them every other component within the vehicle. So there's two here. So there might be some people internally that you want to share with as well that they should be able to see all of the information. So what I'm going to do is add this particular part to a project. I'm going to find my demo project here. Demo project. And I'm going to select which folder I'd like it in. So I just like to put it in the designs folder. Now I can also collect some related objects. This is the collector that you'll see anytime you're using Windchill PDM link. So what I'm clicking here is I selected this part, this WT part, which has a lot of associations with documents and CAD. And I'm going to collect the related CAD objects. And you'll see here we have the WT part as well as the Creo CAD part. So now I also have two options, as I mentioned. I can, if I'm going to work with outside vendors or suppliers, and I just want them to simply look at it, look at this CAD, look at all of the information associated with it, but I don't want them to have the ability to make any sort of changes, then I can use the share function. Now, if I'm sharing with internal collaborators and I want to give them the ability to check this CAD out, make modifications, and check it back in, then I can also use the PDM checkout option, which will give them that ability, but it won't give them the ability to go back into the product and see all of the data in the product. So I'm going to use share and select finish. And now my data has been moved to my project. So I'm going to go to my project and see that my data is there. Apologize, I clicked on the product again. There we go. My starter assembly is here in my project and we're ready to collaborate. So one thing I'd like to touch upon is you see here the folder structure. All of these different folders exist in my project. I want to let you know how easy it is to create a new project and begin collaborating. So this is not something that you need to spend a lot of time. A lot of times with my customers, when they're using shared drives or personal drives, there's a lot, even when they're using a shared drive, there's a lot of setup of like, how are we going to set up this folder structure, setting up any sort of access control if you have that level of control. But all of that can be done quickly with a project template. So I'm going to create another project in here. And I'm going to use one of my predefined templates. Now, at BWI, we will give you guidance on best practices for how to set up your system, and we'll guide you on how to create these templates, and we'll actually set these templates up for you as part of an implementation. That's what we do a lot of times with our customers. We'll give them a couple options, and they might have two different types of projects, and we'll set up two templates. And what that determines is the folder structure, the access control to that project, sets up all the different roles, and it sets up the project plan, which we'll get to in a minute. So as you see here, everything is initialized. We've got a team with all of my roles. I can begin to add members to this team when I initiate the project. So I want to add Dave and Jack to this project as members. And I can quickly start kicking this off. So now what this does is not only does it add them to the project, but it also sends them an email informing them that they're now part of the project that they can start working on. You can also begin to assign tasks. So what you see here is an out-of-the-box project plan that is part of this template. So part of the setup would be initializing this template with an out-of-the-box project plan for you guys to use. So just these are what we call milestones, and you can quickly add new activities and assign them to people. And if there are things that occur in all of your projects, all of this can be initialized so that when you go to the project and create a new one with a template, all gets set, so you don't have to do this every time. So I can say, you know, design parts, just as an example. My constraint is I would like this done as soon as possible. I've added Dave to the project, so I'd like to add him as a resource. He's utilized 100% of the time to get this done. This activity is not a milestone. And there we go. So now Dave has gotten a notification that he has an activity that he needs to complete, and he can begin working on that. We've given him the duration of 1 day here. You can also assign a deliverable. So say we had a part that we needed to design. You can link that part as a deliverable. So we can create a new deliverable here for this and link something that somebody needs to work on. So you can tell them to design a part that's linked to this activity. One other thing as far as creating these project plans, I know that a lot of companies, they are set on using Microsoft Project, and Microsoft Project has an out-of-the-box, bi-directional integration with Windchill ProjectLink. So what I've done in this project here is I've actually imported a Microsoft Project plan, and it imported all of the durations, the predecessors, all of these activities. And instead of using a spreadsheet or Microsoft Project and having all of these different things to manage your project deliverables, you can use the Windchill project plan and tie all of your deliverables to your actual data. So you have a single source for project planning, project tracking, all of that in one system. And you can also use the Gantt chart ability to look at this information in a different way. I'll pop up a Gantt chart here for you and show you this project plan. So we've got all the information here, the assigned resources, the duration, due dates, all of it is here for your tracking needs. So I'd like to show how we can work collaboratively in this environment now that we have created a plan, we've added some deliverables, we have some activities to do. Now I'm going to show you that as somebody in this project, I can log in and say we've shared this starter, and I don't want to give the project members the ability to edit it, but they should be able to open it and make some notes and pass that on as part of the project. So using Creo View, we can actually open this object, we can spin it, we can explode it, we can take measurements. So if we want to get a diameter, we can see that this is 43 millimeters. We can know that from our design, this needs to be a little larger. So I'm going to add a note here. Change diameter to 50 millimeters. And I'm going to save this annotation set and pass this on as a task. So now this annotation set exists. When other people log in and look at this part, they'll see it. We can add it as part as a task deliverable to come in and modify this diameter as part of the design work. And if I want to go back to the plan, I can quickly add this task, part of the design. I can say new activity, change diameter. And have Jack do that. Okay. Come on, Jack. Dave. I'll have Dave do that. So in this way, we have one location for all of our data, all of our tasks, all of it tied to our product data. So how does this work for management? So management will want to be able to look at reports, see if things are overdue, see what tasks are pending, and see where we are along the process. So There are different ways that you can export this. Out of the box, there are some HTML reports that you can generate that'll show all the different tasks, their deliverables, where we are, if we're overdue. But if you would like some further abilities, there are some reports that we can generate, which will allow you to graph information in any way that you need. There's the out-of-the-box query builder that we can use to generate some of these, or if you would like a deeper level of data analysis, there's also an integration with what we call Windchill Business Reporting, which is actually the IBM Cognos tool, which integrates directly with Windchill to give you even more reporting capability. So here I'm just generating an open work, for instance, showing that Dave has some deliverables to complete. Okay, so hopefully I've shown you some of the different capabilities you have to work collaboratively instead of working in your silos of just engineering or manufacturing, and hopefully I have some questions available. Matt, if you want to take over and maybe we can get to the Q&A portion.
Hi, Daniel. Yeah, I will change myself to the presenter here. And if you do have any questions, please submit them now. Be in the question box up on your right-hand side. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions that you might have. All right, Daniel. So far, it's looking like you did a good job explaining the processes. So far, we don't have any questions. We'll give you a few more minutes to type out any questions if anybody has them. Kind of move on here and say that we also do archive all of our webcasts on our website, bwi.com, for you to view at a later time and share with others if you'd like. And also, if you have any questions about today's webcast, you can send any technical questions or any requests to myself at matt.tognerelli@b-wi.com. My contact information is listed on the screen, and I will be able to take care of any follow-up requests from the webcast. Let's see here. All right, so no questions. So, all right, Daniel, you have anything else you'd like to share? Or?
No, thank you very much, everyone, for joining, and thank you for attending the demo.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you, everyone, for joining us. Looks like we're going to end a little bit early today, so we'll give you a couple 20 minutes back to your lunch hour and enjoy the rest of the afternoon. Let's see here. All right. Thank you, everyone. Have a good day. Bye.